Hello and welcome, Montgomery College and the greater community. You are now tuned into The Box. Before I introduce our guest artist for today, I just want to give everyone a quick reminder of what The Box is. So The Box is a club located here at Montgomery College's radio station, WMCR. And what our club does is we bring in different artists from around the local community and we bring them into WMCR studio and we give them an opportunity to have their voice as well as music heard. So I'm the co-host, Kinsey, and I don't know about you, Tony, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be back on air, man. How you guys doing today in the studio?
We're good. We got Sean Chyun right here from The Deceivers, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
So I want to just roll it off, get started. Where did you grew up in this area, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Bethesda, Maryland. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, like, what got you interested in getting into music?
Really, I mean, I guess I was always kind of inclined to music as a person, but I went to a garage sale, and the only thing that interested me was, like, the best of Ed Sullivan music performances, and I got this, like, VHS tape, and I popped it in, and it was, like so many musicians before me, it was the Beatles. The Beatles on Ed Sullivan. I was just like, that's a job? I want to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Really? So just music, you got you heard the Beatles, and from there it was like, all right, music, you knew that was your passion, that's what you wanted to do.
It was, the job chose me, not the other way around.
Okay, the job chose you. Awesome, awesome. Definitely. So who would you say are like your musical influences and stuff like that?
Obviously the Beatles and Led Zeppelin. After that, you pretty much have all the music teachers you need in the world, but I love all the kind of British invasion blues guitarists, Eric Clapton and things like that, and even old blues, Muddy Waters, and even back to the Delta stuff. But I mean, when it goes newer, I kind of didn't get into the hair metal thing of the '80s. I like kind of punk and post-punk stuff. Like I like the Pretenders. I had the biggest crush on Chrissy Hind. Oh my God.
Definitely. So I hear you're here representing the Deceivers. You guys are a band. Mm-hmm. It's three of you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are the lead guitarist, and who are your other two members?
So I'm the singer and guitarist, and Ian Burke plays the bass and backup vocals, and El Toro Gamble from Tacoma Park, Maryland.
Shout out Tacoma.
What? Toro Gamble is the drummer and background vocals too, and actually everyone in the band sings because there's only three of us. So
very
make
cool.
That sound bigger.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Shout out to them.
Definitely shout out to them. They couldn't be here today, but we will make sure they get the love. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, Ian and Toro.
Definitely. So your band, The Deceivers, they've been together for 10 years. You guys been together, right?
Yeah, like 10 or 11, something like that.
10, 11. That is a long time.
Definitely.
How did that go along? How did you guys get started?
Me and Ian worked together at a music school, and after all the kids left at the end of the day, all the teachers would kind of want to jam, and me and Ian just kind of connection musically. And
it just clicked, it just felt right.
Yeah, it was just like, this should be a band. Let's find a drummer. And he had a drummer in the band he used to be in called The Invisibles, and we played with him for a year. And then when he went back to school, or he went to graduate school, we needed another drummer. And I knew Toro a little bit and just asked him, hey, do you want to join this band? And he's like, okay.
Okay, it's just simple. All right, let's join the band.
You got work for me? Yeah, I'll do that.
Definitely. We love music. I play. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So where'd you come up with that name, The Deceivers?
I really wanted to have... So originally we were Sean Chyun and the Invisibles, but when the Invisibles actually got back together to do some shows, we needed...
a new name.
We needed a new name. It was just too confusing. It would... and so we did... I really wanted like this really long, like 60s... like psychedelic name, like Janis Joplin and Big Brother and the Holding Company, something ridiculous that would just annoy people. And like, I don't want to go to that show. I just don't want to write it down.
Right.
And they eventually convinced me that was a bad idea.
And it just...
and so I really liked this traditional Irish song, Whiskey in the Jar, and one of the lines is, stand and deliver, for I am a bold deceiver. And I thought, oh, Sean Chyun and the Bold Deceivers, that's great. And then they were like, no, that's a terrible idea. How about just Sean Chyun and the Deceivers? And then as time went on, it was just like,
the Deceivers.
Nobody wants to hear my name. We're the Deceivers. That's it. And then it still took even longer to change it to DCEIVERS.
Oh, okay.
Because we're not clever enough to have done that at the beginning.
Hey, everything takes time, you know.
Yeah, no, you are.
You got to progress, you got to learn, and you got to get better. You got to perfect your craft, really.
Definitely. So you got this new album out. When did you release this?
It's not quite that new anymore.
Okay.
I looked it up, and it came out in April of 2015.
Okay, sure. Newest album then.
Newest,
Latest.
yeah. The time goes by so fast. I was like, this thing can't have been out for like a year, not even a year. And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh my god,
Right.
it's over 2 years.
That's exciting, though, just to get out with your first album. I really want to get into one of your songs here. If you want to, I want to get into Adventure City. Do you have anything you want to let everybody know, like, about that song specifically before I play it?
I just wanted something that was like super upbeat, and I was too, like my soul stuff, I was just too good at writing just straight up kind of love songs, like ballads and like Beatley songs, and I was like really challenging myself. You got to do something like not quite as autobiographical, but with still using the pronouns I and me and we and things like that. So
Cool.
that was the challenge for that song.
Awesome. It's titled Adventure City. We're going to get into it right now, and we'll be back with Sean Chyun from The Deceivers right after this.
Let's go.
Why can't I shake the feeling that we're the only ones dreaming? When all the watchtower lights, they're out to get me, and you're running from the eyes upon the marquee. And then there's panic in the streets, and we can't get out, and I don't know why we try. When all the city lights are out, you're hiding behind the shadow of a doubt, and you wanna get by. We could be together, you know we'd be together. Don't you know that I love you so, that I never ever wanna have to let you go. We could be together, you know we'd be together. And then the spotlight shit is, but we're not gonna run. This is where we'll make our stand. And this love is gonna save us. This love is gonna save us. So and this love is gonna save us. This love is gonna save our souls. And if we stick together, it'll all get better. And if we stick together, well, this could be an adventure. And if we stick together, it'll all get better. And if we stick together, well, this could be an adventure. And if we stick together, it'll all get better. And if we stick together, well, this could be forever.
We are back. You're listening to The Box. I'm Kinsey,
And I'm Tony. What's up?
and we got Sean Chyun in the studio right now from The Deceivers.
Ahoy, hoy.
Yes. We were just listening to one of his songs off his newest album, and we love it. We love it. You played a lot of venues in this area, like in Bethesda at the Harp and Fiddle.
Yep.
Have you played at Villain and Saints before?
We have not done a show at Villain and Saints.
Okay.
We've done like they have like open mic things,
Right.
and we know the guys that used to run it, and I've done that. I can't remember if the band's done it.
Oh, cool. So what's involved in like an open mic?
The good ones where like professionals are like running it. You get there and there's generally either a sign up sheet or you just go talk to whoever's running it, kind of like the MC.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you got here fifth or you're first, and do you want to go first or do you want to go fifth? And then they just kind of organize the night.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
accordingly,
saying.
and then you go up and do one song. Some places they do 5 songs. And, yeah.
Very cool.
Right. I also hear that you performed at the Fillmore not too long ago.
Yeah.
How was that, and how did you get into that?
That was a whole lot of fun because it was all the fun of playing live and none of the responsibility.
Right.
Because it was this big British invasion show. And they, the guy who ran it, Ronnie Newmeyer, who does all these amazing like tribute shows, he said, does Deceivers want to come play? And what do you want to play? And he almost gave us carte blanche to just play whatever you want. Like we did a George Harrison song and a Led Zeppelin song. And it was just all a bunch of old friends who are like local DC DMV musicians. And everyone just kind of hanging out, having to do none of the like promotional work, just walk in and play music. That's the dream.
That's awesome.
Definitely, yeah, that sounds really cool. The Fillmore, that's an awesome venue to be at. If you could choose right now, what venue you would want to perform at any given time, where would it be?
Can I have 2 answers for that?
Yes, you can.
Okay, like a local answer and then like a world answer.
All right, go ahead.
Locally, the new Anthem.
The new Anthem?
Yeah, the 930 owned place that's down on the wharf. That place is just gorgeous. 3 tiers of the best sounding room, the most beautiful room. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Last night the Foo Fighters opened it and it was just off the charts. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How many venues do you play at in about a year?
How many different venues? Probably, including my acoustic shows, probably on the order of about 20 different places.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, the other answer to that, for the world, I've always wanted to play the Glastonbury Festival.
And where is that at?
That is in England, and it's just this huge, like, it makes Bonnaroo look like
It sounds
3
like,
people
especially-
going on a camping trip.
Right. Have you been to England before? Have you traveled?
I have, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was there with my family. First time I think I was like 14, so about 20 years ago, and then I've been back about 2 or 3 times since.
Okay, definitely. So let's get back into your album a little bit. I see that it have 8 songs on here. Which one would you say is your favorite song and why?
My favorite song for me personally is a song called She, just because it's kind of weird structure and the chord changes that are in it. I had written in high school, and I just was never able to use it until that. But as far as my favorite song to play live is the first song on the album, Mile of Light. It was the first song written for the record. It's just a fun, cool sounding song. And actually, my friend who I was in a band from high school, he is now this big time producer in New York, Andrew Morey. He just did Shawn Mendes's single. He just produced that. And then I just sent him this song, and I was like, "Do you think you could do the record?" And he's like, "Oh, I can't do the whole record, but I'll do one song for you." And that was the one that was already done. So I was like, "Okay, here's the tracks.
Oh, okay.
Be awesome." And Andrew Morey is just the man.
Shout out Andrew Morris, man. You're the man, okay?
Yeah.
Definitely. So, all right, so you write your own music, I assume, right?
Yeah.
All right. Where do you get your inspiration? Like, how long does it take to do your music?
I mean, every song is different. You know, some songs will come in almost as fast as you can play through it. I mean, it'll be just instant. Some songs aren't that easy. Some songs take a very long time, and it's just like a struggle to get every single one, like every word, a chord, and then...
I can understand. I can relate. I'm a songwriter myself, and
nice.
Trust me, inspiration takes some time. But
it's very frustrating when the ones that come out fast because you're like, why couldn't this? I just busted my ass last month on the other one.
Really? Yeah, no, definitely. Kenzie, you have anything you like to add?
Yeah. So you got to open for the band Cinderella.
For the singer from Cinderella.
Oh, the singer
Tom
from Cinderella.
Kiefer. Yeah. When he was doing a solo tour.
I knew I got something wrong there. But it was at Tally Ho Theater?
Yes, in Leesburg.
Yeah. And I just want to ask you about how that experience was.
It was awesome. I mean, we got there, and he was already sound checking, and his voice was just this massive, like,